It's that time of year when you have finished that last final, walked in graduation, and got that diploma. But now what? Start sending out those job resumes or take your career into your own hands. Each of my guests today decided to take a risk and start their own company with two things: a great idea and a lot of hard work. You know all the questions you ask the internet because you're too scared to say them out loud? Well, it's time to stop being afraid and start talking. Relationships, college, jobs, celebrities, social issues, and sex. Then we'll get into the taboo stuff.
The Chelsea Krost Show, a fresh take on talk.
My first guest got his great idea while tossing and turning at night. About 70 million Americans suffer from sleep issues. Vincent Porpiglia was sick of counting sheep, sleepless nights, and was skeptical of the chemicals found in most sleep aid solutions. So he created Dream Water. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm a huge fan of Dream Water, and so amazed that you are sitting here so young and the founder of it.
You have a problem sleeping?
I do have a problem sleeping. I'm one of those 70 million Americans. So tossing and turning at night one night, but then what made you think, okay, I'm going to do something about this?
I really just didn't like what was on the marketplace. There's pills and serums and all these different chemicals. You wake up groggy, and I always had problems sleeping, but I hated all that stuff. So I thought there had to be a better solution. So you know, I basically, that night, I came up with the concept, and actually the name too, so I was so excited I couldn't even sleep at all that night. But then I just did some research, and the dream was born, and essentially over a couple of years ended up formulating Dream Water.
I mean, you were 19 years old when you came up with this concept. A lot of 19-year-olds have crazy ideas, and they're like, oh, this would be great if, but they don't take the initiative to actually get it going. So what was the first action step? You got the name down the first night you thought of it, but really, what were the first action steps to get this here?
It's funny because I had such a skewed reality on what I would actually do in order to make Dream Water successful. And I thought I would just patent it and sell it to Pepsi or somebody. And obviously that didn't happen because I'm still here. But really what I did was I did a lot of independent research. I Googled, I did, you know, what you said, you go on the computer, Google, find out what helps you sleep. And I just did a lot of that type of research. And again, I focused on healthy ingredients, natural ingredients, because that's what I want Dream Water to be.
Which I love. I love that it's all natural. There are too many additives and chemicals on the market that we can ingest today. So what makes Dream Water make you sleepy?
So Dream Water's Sleep Stat blend is comprised of 3 ingredients.
Okay.
It's melatonin, GABA, which is amino acid, and 5-HTP, which is a version of tryptophan, which if you ever eaten turkey and gotten a little sleepy, that was the ingredient.
All right, so you package it, it's ready to go. Now, how do you get it on the shelves?
So luckily, sleep is a really relevant issue right now, and it's a big problem. So
luckily.
Yeah. Well, luckily for
luckily
us,
for
but
you.
for everyone who's tossing and turning, not so lucky. But really, we presented it to different buyers at different retailers, and they see the potential in Dream Water, and everyone from Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Target, Kroger, everyone, they picked it up, and so far we've been really successful with each of them.
I mean, at 19 years old, did you imagine that it would be on so many shelves? You walk into CVS, Dwayne Reed, there it is.
It's almost surreal, actually. It's almost like basically a dream, and sometimes I have to think back and be like, wow, like, I actually took it from this little idea to a nationwide product, and it's amazing. And I get caught up in the day-to-day, but every once in a while I have to reflect and appreciate how far I've gotten it.
Well, I appreciate you taking the initiative to make it because it totally helps me go to sleep at night. We're going to be back with Vincent later in the show, so thank you so much for being here now, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, guys. Guys.
Are you giving the Dream Water?
Oh. Style by Noir was founded by 2 young women with an extreme passion for fashion. It combines blogging and shopping. Every day they post a new outfit or trend that customers can purchase directly from their site. Does it really get any better? Actually, it does. Now that you have the perfect look, it's time for a night out with a VIP treatment. My next guest, Josh Heffler, is the founder of Line Rocket Entertainment, a company that allows you to skip the line and reserve bottle service at your favorite nightclubs across the country. You solved all my problems.
That's good to
Welcome to the show. All right, you know, I've been standing in so many lines, and I'm just like, if only, and you have the solution. But what made you think of this business?
Well, just like everybody that has that problem, I was standing in line at the Chelsea Hotel one night, and I'm trying to pay bouncers, and I'm going online to see if I could get VIP tickets, and there was nothing there. So I started Line Rocket so you could skip the line to any nightclub in the country. So, you know, as we're skipping the line to nightclubs, and it's growing and growing, we were in 10 cities, and I realized, well, we have a virtual ticketing system right now. So we actually started doing ticketing that actually evolved into throwing our own events once we saw how profitable they were. And once we were throwing our own events, we started doing live streaming on top of that to basically give somebody 360 degrees of entertainment that we could offer in-house.
Define live streaming.
Live streaming is just a digital strategy where you can actually broadcast through the web, and then you can also broadcast on television too as well. And it's a great way to get out to millions of people. This is actually one of our events you're seeing right now. That we produced on New Year's Eve this year.
It's amazing because you provide this platform that people can be a part of it, but not necessarily physically there.
Exactly. It's to give the user at home the experience of being at a concert across the country where they can just watch it from home on their computer.
So what type of support system did you surround yourself with to get this idea moving and off the ground? Because this is a big project to take on. I mean, you were going across the country trying to get your business or company into all of these clubs and venues.
Well, I actually started with a strategic hire. When you start a company, obviously the first thing you do is hire an attorney that can do any patents, do any trademarks, and actually form your LLC. And I chose my attorney based on his resources and a strategic relationship that I started. And he actually owned a couple nightclubs. So I knew that he would not only be able to start my company and do what I needed, but he would also be able to get me into the right markets to actually start making the right introductions to get this off the ground.
And at what age were you when you started to do this?
I was 22.
So 22 years old, and we're already thinking of lawyers, patents, LLCs, and pooling your resources. But the time is now. It's time to start when we're young, right?
Sure. Yeah, if you start when you're younger, then you can get to Forbes 30 under 30 by, that's the goal for everybody that's a young entrepreneur, I think.
So what I love about Line Rocket Entertainment is that it's so evolving. You know, you got to keep up with the trends today if you want to be on beat or on pulse with today's evolution of trends. Like every day there's a new trend. So Line Rocket Entertainment is actually going into another phase.
Yes, and that is concert productions right now. So we just made a deal with Atlantic City and the mayor of Atlantic City, Mr. Langford. And we are now the leaseholder for Bader Field for 6 major events where we're going to be doing innovative music festivals, all types of different events that you've never seen before. Particularly for Labor Day weekend, we're going to be announcing this very soon. I unfortunately can't announce the artists yet, but we're going to be doing a motocross event where we're going to be doing crazy jumps and breaking records, and inside of the actual motocross arena, there's going to be 3 stages of live music where we're going to be doing different genres.
Wow, so for people or millennials who have been to a Bonnaroo or a Lollapalooza, I'm obsessed with Bonnaroo, best week of my life. Is it something along that line?
It is exactly what we're doing. We're going to be doing a travel destination where we're bringing people from all over the country to fill the casinos, to gamble, to really generate as much revenue as we possibly can for Atlantic City, especially after the hurricane, to really help the city out.
So important. I think that becoming a success in life, there's always someone who's that support system, that mentor. Did you have a mentor that really helped guide you, what step to take next?
I had the best, and I think that's the most important thing when you're starting a business and just for experience in general. After my father is who I'm talking about, I just think that having that, where instead of going to watch television and waste time after dinner, I would sit with him for 3 hours and we would talk business. And basically those talks and working with him for years and just shadowing him, I was taught how to write emails the correct way, how to speak to big clients the right way, and just shadowing someone like that can really bring you to the next level in business.
Oh, I hope your dad is watching.
No,
I'm
sure he is.
Well, thank you, Josh, for being here and creating an alternative to those really annoying lines.
Thank you very
can't
much.
wait to use Line Rocket this summer. We'll be right back.
Oh, thank you.
Seesaw is an app that makes it fast and easy and fun to ask your friend's opinion on everything, from what to wear to dinner to where to go on vacation. It's the best way to get your friend's opinion when you need them most. And our next guest, Marissa Evans, has created the perfect place to get your friends and social media's opinion on fashion. Go Try It On is the app that answers the age-old question, what should I wear? I ask myself that and my friends with sending them pictures that all the time. It's brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Brilliant. Well, what I love about you is that you were in a job, you left that job and started Go Try It On. What powerful, motive allowed you to do that? Because I think that's a scary thing for people.
Thanks. Yeah, it was scary at first. I think a lot of what excited me about starting my own company was the work I was doing at my consulting firm. So I was learning about apps, about technology, and about digital marketing, and that kind of gave me the confidence to go out and start a digital marketing platform and an app specifically.
So it's great that people could be in a job that they're in and learn from that and pool it for the next venture that they go into.
Absolutely, and I think it was one of those things at the time I didn't necessarily realize that I was getting all this information and kind of learning on the job, and in reality it actually had a great big impact in what I did next.
Now I love that you're the founder of this great, fashionable, successful app, and what would we do without apps today? Apps are everything, and it's amazing that you can have a business and it's an app. Why not a website? How come an app? What was that thought?
Yeah, the reason we decided to go for an app first was that we really believed that people nowadays are so mobile, they're always on the go, and we didn't want to have them tethered to the desktop. So the idea that you are shopping, wanting a second opinion, you always carry your phone with you. Exactly. You can snap a quick pic and just send it right away was really the impetus for the app.
All right, let's play this little game. Fashion is a hobby of mine, and there's so many trends these days. So we thought we would pull some pictures from the app and give our own opinion whether these trends are too cute or a little too much. Our first one is called Totally or Tacky. When I saw this, I can't help but associate zebra now with Snooki.
No.
And so I immediately just say tacky.
I think I have to agree with you on that one. I think if it was just zebra or just flower, it might work a little bit better.
But the combination put over the tacky
over
line.
the edge.
All right, our next one is called Polka Dot or Polka Dote.
Yeah.
I happen to love this look. I would go up to her on the beach and be like, where did you get that?
As long as we were on the beach, I'm a go for the top. If we're going out for dinner, I would pair it with maybe a silky white blouse.
I love that. Great alternative. All right, our next one is Pattern Party or Pattern Pity.
Okay.
Again, I think all of these different pieces are great, just not together. I think she went a little too pattern party pity on herself.
I think I like this one. I think I'm ready to go to the party.
Okay, to each his own. Our next one is called Too Much or Too Cute. I'm all about the arm candy, and I love this. I think it's too cute.
I'm with you there. The more the merrier when it comes to the arms.
I love it, and I love the different colors. Going into summer, it's all about the color, although I'm wearing black. I have a pink belt on. That's okay. All right, next one is Sweater It or Don't Sweat It. I love both of these options. I really love this sweater because I think it shows she's showing a lot of legs, no need to also reveal a lot of arms, so I do love the sweater option.
I'm with you too. I think I would go floral skirt with the long sleeve sweater.
I do, and she looks great in the crop top. Hey girl, you could wear it, rock it, love it. I like the sweater though a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, our last one was crazy. My producer and I were rating through all these pictures and we're like, no way people put their wedding dresses on and really ask for people's opinions.
Oh yeah, wedding and bridal, we get a lot of.
And you could clearly see at the bottom that there's a lot more likes on one dress than there is versus the other, and I wish I knew which one she went for.
I wish too.
I think
Which
I
one do you like?
the more textured one. They're both the more textured one. I don't know right and left.
I think I'm with you. Like the one with the floral type of texture. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I can't see which one that they like too, but I mean you could clearly see from the likes at the bottom if we were on it or not. But she looks beautiful. It's a beautiful dress for both.
It is really beautiful.
Well, thank you so much, Marissa, for being here. We'll be right back. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Wellö has made it possible to take your personal trainer with you wherever you go without the cost of travel. Wellö offers live personal training over a two-way video chat, and here to talk with us more is Judy Kwan, a spokesperson and personal trainer for Wellö. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you, Chelsea. It's great to be here.
I discovered Wellö in a taxi cab,
Yes.
of all places, on the little promo,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is brilliant.
Thank you.
So what makes Wellö unlike any other personal training experience?
Yeah, so basically it makes fitness even easier and more accessible than really, I think, anything in the history of fitness. So basically you can roll out of bed in the morning and just put your gym clothes on and turn on your laptop and you're there. You're ready to work out. You don't have to go to the gym or come back
It's
or
really
wait in
too
line
good to
for
be
showers.
true.
Exactly.
Really too good to be true. So how do people get past that they're talking to a screen while actually working out? Like how does that barrier get taken down?
Yeah, you know, we encourage people just to try it, and once people actually try it, they really find that, you know, we choose a lot of our trainers to be very engaging individuals who can relate to people either in person or through the screen. So once people actually try the experience, they tend to become believers. They tend to realize they can get a really hard workout and really want to work out with that trainer even though they're not in person.
So you have also group fitness
That's
as
right.
well as personal training.
Yes, that's right.
So what kind of group programs do you have?
Yeah, so we have all sorts of classes ranging from, you know, Pilates and yoga to kickboxing, which is, you know, what I focus more on, and, you know, circuit training and, you know, exercise therapy, everything. We offer a lot.
And I think everybody wants to know, how much is it?
Yeah, so it's actually really affordable. That's one of the things that we wanted to focus on to make it more accessible. So, you know, group classes start at $10 per person, and half an hour one-on-one sessions start at $19. So,
You know, and I think for millennials, you know, two things. We have to have convenience and we have to have affordable endeavors. And to go to a gym could be pretty pricey.
Yes.
So it's such an easy blend of everything.
yeah.
It's
That's
so
right.
great.
And there's no commitment, so you don't have to, you know, stay with us for a year or, you know, not get your money back, anything like that.
You could literally do class per class.
Exactly.
So as a trainer, what's the craziest place you ever worked out with somebody? Like what you saw them working out?
You know, I actually had one trainee who was in his hotel room and he was working out in the space between the foot of his bed and the entertainment system. So it was like 3 feet wide and we're doing a kickboxing class. So he, you know, was kicking kind of sideways and, you know, I had to make sure and tell him, you know, please don't lose your balance, you know, or hit your head. But, you know, we made it work. So.
And all trainers, you know, of course, make sure to correct people's form because you can't literally touch the person.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as we can see their whole body, we can still correct for the form. And, you know, we can still tell how hard they're breathing, kind of see how much they're sweating, and can really tell exactly how hard they're working.
I love Wellö, and I can't wait to do it this summer, especially while traveling is always so much a part of everyone's schedule. Thank you, Judy, for being here. And we'll be right back with more of my successful millennial startups. Jordan Weinstein started posting his paintings on Instagram, and before he knew it, he was getting requests from all over the country for custom work. Social media turned his talent into a successful business. Now we're back with all of the company founders to talk about the advice they wish they were given. I'm so happy you guys are still around. I feel like I could talk to you each for 30 minutes. Vincent, what advice do you wish you were given back then?
I mean, you know, for me it was, well, really the advice that I'd give to people, just from all my experiences, is just to do it a lot. Like, go out and start. Most people just think that starting your own business is too daunting of a task. Where do I start? What do I do? And a lot of times they overburden themselves trying to be 100% perfect in the steps to get there versus just, you know, starting and, you know, 80% and go. So that'd be my recommendation, because if you don't start, and then, you know, you'll never do it, but you'll learn along the way.
Great piece of advice. Marissa?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's that, you know, write the idea down on the napkin, then put it in a slide deck, then talk about it in front of your friends. But just taking those little steps, all of a sudden you'll look back and it's a lot of big steps.
Josh?
I think using the resources that are available to the general public, like LegalZoom or something like that, it's easy to get involved in a company or start your own company for pretty cheap these days.
And, you know, do you think that the economy has some sort of influence on people's initiative to be a risk taker today? You know, everyone's thinking how much money I have to invest into my own company or idea.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, with the economy not being as good as it used to be, it's much harder to start a company and really get things going. You know, 90% of small businesses fail. So to be in that 10% range, you have to know what you're doing, have the right people around you, and have enough money behind it.
You know, Vincent, at 19 years old, I could relate to being really young and starting something that's kind of foreign to people. You know, did you have to sacrifice a lot of relationships and party time and friend time in order to get this puppy off the ground?
Yeah. I feel like sometimes I like lost out on, you know, my early 20s because you just have to dedicate everything, you know, your money, your life, your time, friendship, and it's tough, you know, but you do it for the big picture, and that's what I did, and you know, you have to make sacrifices.
You know, Josh was telling us about his dad being a mentor earlier. Marissa, did you have a mentor or someone that you were able to bounce ideas off of and really look to for, you know, that source of wisdom to get your baby moving?
Yeah, you know, I think for me, what I found really valuable was a group of other entrepreneurs that were kind of almost 6 months ahead of me in terms of fundraising, in terms of product. And I'd go to them, and it was kind of like a friend, mentor, friend-tor, I don't know, kind of experience where I could ask them questions, be really open and honest with them, and they really kind of helped me kind of take steps forward.
And you know, I think we talk about, you know, just begin, right? It's easier said than done. But Josh, if you had to give the person the first step, what would it be?
Don't overwhelm yourself, and absolutely have a plan before you go into it. You definitely need to know what you're doing and have the right people around you to make a successful business.
And you had a product, you know, it's different than a company. What was your first step? Was it the initial research?
It was initial research, yeah. Yeah, I just had to understand a little bit about the business before I could actually do anything.
And for people exploring possibly creating their own app?
Yeah, go to the App Store, make some searches, kind of find stuff, and if you find something that's similar, don't let that discourage you. Just think about how you do it differently.
I love that. Don't let it discourage you. Think of how you could do it differently. And I always say, find your own niche. Find that person you can relate to and go for it. The best piece of advice I was ever given was be persistent. And that always sticks with me. Well, thank you all so much for being here. To find out more about today's show and all of the companies we've featured today on our website, of course, keep sending me pictures and messages via social media. And be sure to check out the resumebear.com quick tip of the week.